Well, hello and welcome, everyone. So delighted to have you here today. I'm Gloria Lybecker, and I first discovered Asea through my sponsor, Marian Palmer. And what I've really noticed the most benefit that I've received, besides just having so much more vitality and energy, has been having community, a team that I look forward to hanging out with and spending time with and getting to grow with one another. That's been absolutely phenomenal. And so I'd like to actually introduce one of our team members. So let me share my screen here. Here we go. I want to introduce Darlene Dozier, and she is going to share with us a testimony of her dog Tebow, who was having difficulty walking and his quality of life was getting low. And so now we get to tune in to hear how his life continues to be transformed by receiving Redox Molecules. So let's check in, Darlene. Do you want me to just go to the video, or do you want to talk for a little bit first? How do you want to do it?
Yeah, I'll give you a little intro on Tebow and then I'll have you start the video. Thanks, Gloria. I'm Darlene Dozier, and I was introduced to Asea Redox by my good friend Gloria. And thank goodness for that. I had a few animal issues, and the one I'm sharing today is our husky. He's 14. He was presenting with a lot of difficulty even getting up. He would get lie down and he was stuck, and it was happening more frequently and becoming problematic. And so I started him on a couple ounces of the Asea Redox. I believe it was in February that he started it. And the video that Gloria's going to queue up for us is going to show the progression. So I'll just go ahead and talk through that, Gloria. You can queue it up, and these are week by week progressions that you'll see. So this is Tebow in the early stages, and he couldn't use his hind legs. He had to curl his toes up to even walk, and so he was dragging the feet very badly, and they were injured and scraped by the gravel and the cement. This is 1 week after Tebow was started on 2 ounces of Redox, and so he's learning to pick his legs up again and have some movement. And this is 2 weeks, and he's actually starting to trot a little bit, and he's engaging a little bit more. And one thing I noticed with Tebow is his, I could tell that he was not in as much pain as he used to be. And here, this is at 4 weeks where he's engaging with our other dog. This is now, this was taken about 2 weeks ago, and he's playing with a little baby. This is Phoebe, our new little baby grandpuppy that they brought over, and Tebow was so excited. And you're not actually seeing, apparently he was chasing after her quite a little bit more, and my son came in and yelled, he goes, "Oh my gosh, Mom," he goes, "Tebow's chasing after Phoebe." And I said, "Oh, please get a video of that." And so that was kind of at the latter end of his playtime. But so that would have, Tebow's probably been on the Seer Redox for 3 coming on 4 months now, and he still takes just a couple ounces, but I might bring him up an ounce or maybe a half ounce, just to see if we see if there's more progression with him. But basically what you saw is he is able to get up, function. I don't have to help him up anymore. It might take him a minute or so to get his hind legs under him and lift up, but each week that goes by, he's getting stronger again, because he had no use of his back end at the time I started this. So that is the about the 3.5-month progression of using Asea Redox. Just one time a day. He gets it in the morning, a couple ounces. Is there any questions?
Well, how can you share how old Tebow is?
Yeah, he's 14.
Okay. Yeah. How do you administer the Redox to him?
Well, I am currently just using the pouches. So I'll just put the little end of the pouch into his mouth and squeeze out just a little bit at a time until I know how many I have to do to get to my 2-ounce mark. And but I was watching a video the other day, and it was a gal that was training her dog to drink out of the Asea bowl, she called it, and she put the dog's favorite treat in it, and she did this for a week, and then the dog just now drinks the Asea straight out of the bowl, and then he gets his treat afterwards. So that's sure worthy of giving that process a try to see if you can get your dog just to like it and drink it on their own. And when she calls him over, she says Asea, and then he comes over, laps it up, and he gets his favorite treat. And I thought that was a pretty cool video to watch in training your animals to drink it on their own.
Yeah, so she's giving him a cue. That's what I'm hearing. There's a cue and
Yeah.
a reward that comes with it.
Yes. Yeah.
And
You could tell she was a dog trainer. Yes. Yeah.
Again, consistency is key with taking the Asea, but then also with developing a new habit. So that's great.
So I should bring that up because you said consistency, and you're absolutely right, because Tebow will miss a day here and there. Basically, if Perry and I get our communication mixed up, I said, oh, did you give Tebow his Asea this morning? No, I didn't. And you can tell when Tebow doesn't get his Asea. If he goes a day or even 2 days, it really makes a difference. So it is really important to be consistent. Very important. Yeah.
Are there any other questions about Tebow and how Darlene's using the Redox with her animals?
I just have a comment that I would like to share that video with some of the, because I take my dog up to the dog park, and there's some dogs that are limping. And I don't know if anybody would be open, but or not, but it's a big difference. I mean, it makes a difference in your dog's life.
Yeah.
My Ruth, my healthy dog, gets it too. I give it to Tebow, and then Moose, who is fine. He's same age, but he doesn't have the health issues that Tebow has. He gets about 1 ounce a day. Yeah. He has some lipomas on his legs, and I felt him up on his back area. So for me, that's kind of my purpose of giving Moose the Redox, is to negate further growth of the lipoma. And I have seen actually a decrease in the size of his lipomas. So that's been really rewarding.
Nice. Well, thanks for sharing.
You're welcome.
Realized I was on mute, so you couldn't hear me. Thank you, Darlene. I love getting to have this progression and this expansion, just revealing the continued transformation that our animals can have when they're on the Redox. And so now I'm going to hand off to my other team member, Ruth Crea.
Okay, hi. I'd like to welcome everyone to watch this amazing video on real Redox results with Alan Noble. I forgot his name for a second. But he goes over what Redox is and what Redox isn't, and how it can help your cells in your body really make a difference for your health. The password is REDOX, Redox. And there's also another video, realredoxresults.biz, that if you're interested in the business, and it also has the same password. And so I'd like to welcome you to watch this short video.
Okay.
Hello, my name is Alan Noble and welcome to RailRedoxResults.com. On this website, you have access to lots of videos of real people sharing real results that they've experienced using Asea's advanced redox signaling technology. You can simply browse through the videos or pick a particular subject that is important to you. However, if this is your first introduction to Asea, then allow me to give you a brief overview so you can better understand why people are experiencing such amazing results. Asea Redox represents a cutting-edge health and anti-aging technology, a new category in science that for 2 decades science had declared was impossible. A technology that many experts are calling the single greatest health science breakthrough of our lifetime. A great place to start is to get clear on what Asea Redox is not. It is not a vitamin, a mineral, antioxidant, exotic juice, essential oil, or CBD oil. In fact, this technology goes beyond nutrition and ingredients, and yet can impact your health at a depth that no other supplement has ever come close to achieving. For many people, Asea Redox is the missing link to better health and vitality. To grasp this breakthrough, you must understand that your body is the most complex communication network on Earth. Every second of every day, your cells pass tremendous amounts of important information throughout the body. Any breakdown in this communication, in this signaling, and you cannot achieve your full health potential. A simple example, your home goes on fire and you call the fire department. They have the fire truck, firefighters, fire hose, everything they need to put out the fire. However, if you don't have a good cell signal, they don't get the message and your home goes up in flames. Well, it's the same in your body. If your cells can't signal, then little else matters. Asea Redox is the world's first redox signaling supplement that harnesses the power of the same redox signaling molecules that your body uses for this critical signaling process. This astonishing technology with 2 delivery systems, the Asea Redox drink and the topical gel, Renew 28, has been validated by third-party independent science, and thanks to multiple patents, there is nothing else like it in the world. In a recent independent 8-week study with Torre Laboratories, a leading genetic research lab, it was found that drinking Asea Redox could increase important gene signaling pathways by up to 31%, impacting 5 major areas of health: immune function, inflammatory response, cardiovascular and digestive health, as well as hormone balance. So at this point, let's take a listen to what health and medical professionals are saying about Asea's redox signaling technology.
Inside every cell in your body, you're constantly producing negative and positive molecules called oxidants and reductants. And the contraction of that name is redox.
So with these molecules, we're amping up that communication. We're helping that cell signal.
Without these cell signaling molecules, we simply wouldn't do the gene replication that we need, the DNA sequencing that we need. These redox signaling molecules interact throughout the body with every cell that we know.
Every cell in our body needs these molecules for communication purposes. The more balanced they are, the more abundant they are, the healthier we are.
Asea actually has the combination of the oxidants and the reductants that the body makes. So all we're doing with Asea is enhancing what the body is already doing.
Having a product, a technology that's native to the body doesn't have to worry about detoxifying it because it knows exactly what to do with redox molecules. It's one of, if not the safest recommendation I ever make to a patient.
They found a way to stabilize them outside the body. And you can actually put them back into bodies that are deficient in those molecules. That's a game changer.
To have something that at its molecular level is native to the body is nothing short of a breakthrough.
This is something that's foundational for health, for every cell. It affects every cell in our body. And not just the cells, but the very DNA within those cells. You know, we talk about the discovery of DNA as being a huge breakthrough, the discovery of penicillin. Yes, these were absolutely huge discoveries, but now we have something that actually goes even deeper.
Redox signaling molecules are like the DNA whisperer. They signal cells to be healthy. And because of age, because of medications, because of toxicity in the environment, you lose your ability to make the redox signaling molecules. So having them with Asea simply replenishes what your body is doing natively when you were young. You know, I've been in the business for 40 years, and this is the first time that I've ever heard about the redox signaling molecules, which to me is a breakthrough of the 21st century, akin to the electric light bulb in the 20th century and maybe even the discovery of penicillin. Because your body is a redox signaling program, and to be able to replenish it on a day-to-day basis, internally and externally, is not just a breakthrough, it's a game changer.
So as you can hear, Asea Redox truly is being hailed as the most significant health science breakthrough of our lifetime. And it's not just health. Casual athletes all the way to Olympic athletes are experiencing improvements in endurance, strength and recovery, beating personal bests and breaking documented world records. In a recent university study, mice drinking Asea for only 7 days ran 29% further to exhaustion due to significant metabolic shifts as their body started to burn more fat as fuel. And I'm sure you've heard it said that seeing is believing. Well, this same technology, when applied to the skin, results in a healthy, clear complexion, tighter, younger-looking skin, while dramatically reducing wrinkles, stretch marks, cellulite, and many other signs of aging, all while using the body's natural renewal processes. I want to thank you for taking some time and watching this brief overview. I would now encourage you to explore some of the other videos featuring people that I've had the pleasure of interviewing over the last year or so. Real people sharing real redox results. This is Alan Noble thanking you for your time today, and bye for now.
There we go. Get my mouse to work for me. There we go. So now I would love to introduce you to my friend and colleague, Kim Burnett. Kim is not only a technology teacher and coordinator of 30 years, but she's also a successful entrepreneur, a farmer's wife, grandma, and shows AQHA Horses. And I am so pleased to introduce you to her, and I'm looking forward to hearing her testimony about herself as well as her animals. So Kim.
Yes. Thank you so much, Gloria, for having me on. I think I'm kind of frozen there. I think my picture is frozen, but anyway, thank you so much, Gloria, for having me on. And yes, I'm a retired teacher of 30 years technology. And my cousin shared with me redox signaling molecules. And so I had the opportunity to listen to Terry Latham, go to a meeting, and what I got from that was all the different testimonials. It wasn't necessarily what he said, but it was what everyone else was saying. And I thought, okay, this guy can't pay this many people to lie. And so from there, I had been searching and praying for something for my health because I had dealt with something very serious. And even before Asea, if faced with this particular disease, I knew what I was going to do. I knew I wasn't going to go the toxic route. And so when my cousin shared with me, and of course at the meeting, I just immediately raised my hand. I said, how do I get it? Where do I get it? So from there, it's just been a journey. It's been a journey of where I feel like as an individual, I'm becoming healthier. I'm 59. I don't feel like I look, and I don't feel 59. And also too, I feel like that I'm becoming the very best person that God really designed me to be and created me to be. An amazing wife, an amazing mama and grandma and sister, and also to daughter. So that's a lot of roles. We have a lot of, different roles, don't we? A lot of different hats that we wear. And so what this has done for me is just given me the energy to be able to, enjoy life at 59, and then also to be able to care for my aging dad, and also to mother-in-law, and then also to be there for my special needs grandchild, and then also ride my show horses. And so I'm just thankful and grateful that my cousin shared with me that she loved me enough to share with me this amazing technology. So I'm going to go ahead and switch to my show horse, Sandy, who you saw there in the picture. I had vaccinated Sandy, and unknown to me, he had something else going on that I didn't realize. And so that triggered some type of toxic reaction. And so the vet could not save him. And so I called Dr. Marty Morin, and he advised me what to do. And so I just set up there in his stall with him and just started administering the Asea to him. And I started with the mouth, and of course, trying to get him to drink it, and he would not. And so if, Dr. Marty said, if you won't, just go to the other end, like an enema. And so I did that and was giving him probably 16 ounces every hour, 16 to 24 every hour, because he was not expected to live. And I thought, well, okay, this is 100% non-toxic. And so I didn't have anything to lose. And by the next day, his mucous membrane has improved. His white blood cell count had improved, as well as his fever. His fever started coming down. And from that day on, he just gradually improved. But what he did do, he detoxed. He detoxed from his bowels. He did that first, and the vet was pretty concerned about what I was doing. And I said, don't worry, I know what's going on. He's detoxing, because I knew, what happened to my body, because I detoxed. And so I said, he's detoxing, so I'm not concerned about that. And then once he detoxed from his bowels, then he detoxed from his bladder. And other things that went on that was very interesting, something that happens with horses that go toxic or their organs shut down, that's literally what was happening to him, is they won't drink, and he continued to drink water. So therefore he did not founder in his feet. So that was huge. So he recovered 100%. While I was still showing him, I took him back to my trainer, and they were really not consistent about giving the Asea, and that's huge. You have to be consistent with it. So eventually I brought him home because he came up lame, and they diagnosed him, 2 vets diagnosed him with a disease in the feet that horses don't recover from. And so I went ahead and got x-rays with his feet, the x-rays before, what they looked like. And I brought him home and found a facility in Lubbock that is a holistic, that uses holistic approaches. And so the first thing that we did with him is to pull his shoes. We did that, and we just started doing natural trimming every 2 weeks. And then I got him on board with Asea. So they give it to him consistently. He's up to 24 ounces. And I took him back in March to Dr. Rhodes, and his foot is perfect. His front feet are perfect. And that serious disease that both vets said that would not improve is improving. Sandy is sound. One thing that he did while remodeling the feet, his hocks started fusing, which once they get through fusing, then you won't have the problem again. The lameness won't come back. So, and I looked it up, hocks. I asked my vet, how long does it take? And he said anywhere from 8 months to 10 months, just depends on the horse. But he said, Kim, it can happen in young horses as well. That was in March. I went to see him just this last week, and he's moving beautifully. I mean, moving just beautifully. So not lame in the back nor in the front. So we're going to still continue to give it like a couple of weeks before I actually start riding him. But at 20 years old, people come in and they're astounded. They're astounded that he's 20 years old because he doesn't look 20 years old. And then also too, there's an 11-year-old gelding that has the same problem as Sandy. He started 2 months behind him in his healing, and he's still way behind Sandy, way behind. So anyway, it's my hope and my dream to start showing him again in the fall, because he truly is very special and an overcomer. And so anyway, that this truly is a blessing, and a blessing for health, a blessing for our animals, but also too financially. We get to share something that is unique, that no one in the world has. So it makes it a unique opportunity. So financially, it's been a huge blessing for me and my family.
That's beautiful. So this other horse you said started 2 months behind Sandy. He's just on a different routine. He's not using the Redox, the Asea.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. He's not using Asea. And that's what Morgan was just sharing with me. She said, he's months and months behind Sandy, simply because that he's not taking the Asea. So but anyway, what I love about this facility is that they will be consistent about giving it, and then also to using the Renew 28. So
how are they using the Renew 28 for Sandy?
I use it at the bottom of his feet, the bottom of his hooves, and then also to above his, above the hooves there and the hair area. And then also too, when he was fusing, I used it in the hock area, and I just told him to rub it in 3 times in 5 minutes.
Oh, wow.
And so that, and when the hocks fuse, it's very, very painful. So
for a person who's not a horse person, what is a hock?
Okay, it would be like the back, their back knee, where they bend. And so it's like the back knee, where they're flexing and bending.
Okay. Great question. Thank you, Marian. Are there any other questions people would like to ask?
So have you used it in any of the other horses you might own in different situations, or is this the only one?
No, I've used it with my cow horse, and they gilded him, and he would not wake up from the anesthesia. And so I just told him, I said, look, the trainer called me, told me the situation, and that's when I still had Sandy there. And I said, look, grab the Asea, and I said, start, just drenching his mouth with it. I said, just drench his mouth with Asea. And, so they did, and he did wake up. And then he colicked maybe 2 or 3 weeks after that. I think it was maybe from that reaction from the anesthesia. I don't know if the vet gave too much, but he colicked after that. And then I used it after surgery because getting getting our vets on board, even getting my trainer on board, was challenging, and simply too because she has a lot of horses. But I did while I was with him during recovery. I was giving it to him, and he was drinking it. Whereas my other gelding, my older one, would not, but this younger one, he will drink it.
Mm.
And he had warts on his nose, and the warts healed up, because when I would go and ride, I would give it to him, and also to put the Renew 28 all over his warts on his nose, and those went away.
Oh.
How much did you give him to drink, and what kind of container did you use for him to drink?
I used a syringe. It was a 4-ounce syringe is what I did. No, it's a 2-ounce. It's a 2-ounce big syringe is what I would do to get him to drink it. And then with Sandy, it's the same. It's a 4-ounce syringe, and I just give it, like an enema. So anyway, so that's how I give it. And then I'll be bringing home the cow horse soon, and we'll get him back on it. So
are you splitting Sandy's doses? You said Sandy's on 24 ounces.
Yes, I bumped him up to 24 ounces now.
And you split them AM and PM?
I do. We split up AM and PM, and if they can give it at noon to do it, the best, if there is a serious health challenge, and I'll do this disclaimer right now for you, Gloria, we say with Asea, we can't say that we cure, heal, or diagnose anything, but it's the body that heals itself. And what we have found is every 4 hours, if someone or an animal is dealing with something serious, if you're giving it every 4 hours, then you're going to get better results. But what I have found with experiences with my animals, because my dogs get it as well, that animals have the best responses. Why is it even probably, if I could probably even give Sandy, who weighs 1,000 pounds, probably 16 ounces, and I still will get there. Why will they have better results than we? And that's because they have a cleaner diet. We are, whether it's coffee, whether it's sugar, whatever is hidden in our food that's toxic, that humans are dealing with, whereas with the animals, it's just water, their hay, or some grain. So that's why the animals can get faster results than people.
Absolutely. Yeah. Shifting back to your experience, how much did you use to have an experience that you said you had a serious health problem?
I did. I had removed it, and this was before Asea, Gloria. I had removed it, but my specialty doctor was wanting me to do the toxins, and I just told him just to give me some time because of what I had chosen to do. And that during that time is when my cousin shared with me, but it's the blood reports, the labs, I should say, the labs that I'm getting back they've been coming back perfect. When they said that it possibly could come back to my brain or to my lungs if I didn't choose their route.
Mhm.
And so now what I'm getting is great labs. But most of all, I'm feeling good. And I've have spent a lot of money to get my health back. And so now I'm spending an investment in me, and it's an investment in my health to prevent. And that is huge. So, but other things that I saw, Gloria, along the way was I had some hip discomfort that went away. My knees from riding, from standing on my feet, from teaching on cement, my knees were giving me a lot of trouble. I was getting injections. That went away as well as in 3 months. Brain fog, better sleep, energy. And then also too, my hormones balanced. That took about probably almost a year or so for that to take place. But I noticed the improvement when I started drinking 16 ounces because I was exposed to the flu. So I bumped it up, and I bumped it up for like 2 or 3 weeks. And that's when I had my aha moment with my hormones, that I felt just very balanced and not emotionally on a roller coaster. So anyway, that was really huge because they had to remove my ovaries, and I didn't want them to, but they went ahead and did it. I was backing out of it, but my doctor wouldn't let me back out of that. So they went ahead and removed my ovaries. And so I was struggling with that.
Yeah. So you started out on, was it 8 ounces, or how much did you start out with?
I started out with just the 4 ounces, and I did that for 3 months because I didn't know any better. At the time, Darlene was super busy. She was still busy. And then got on a call and realized, about the gene study that they had done. And so that's when I bumped mine up to 8 ounces. And now I drink anywhere from 8 to 10 ounces a day. And then also too, I'm doing the cell performance, the mind, the energy, and the mood. And the longer I'm on those, it's just like, holy smokes. I mean, I feel phenomenal. And the skincare, y'all, the skincare, it's just like, holy guacamole. I love it. I love it. It's just, you could just have a business just on the skincare. And that's what I've been doing. I've been sharing the skincare because I'm so excited about it as well. But it, sometimes the redox signaling molecules, sometimes it sounds too good to be true sometimes. And so if you can approach people, with different avenues, whatever they're searching for, because you have to listen to people. You have to listen. And that's just what I got through doing just a while ago. You listen to what they need. And, one was energy, and one was concerning about aging, overall health. And so once you listen, then you kind of know how to approach them with what product. But it's just been a lot of fun.
How long have you been on this journey?
Almost it'll 3.5 years, Gloria. I've been 3.5 years, and it's of course, Gloria, we have the most amazing company ever. Our people at corporate are just top notch, and it just makes me proud to be to hook my wagon to this company. And it's just wow.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if you'd be willing to share with our viewers At this point, when they've learned about this technology and this opportunity, what are the different options available?
As far as the opportunity?
Well, just even if they're interested, what are most people, are there like 3 different ways that people usually respond after receiving this information?
Well, I mean, just like with a young lady, I went and had my hair done, and she takes care of paying you out. And so I started visiting with her, and so I just said, well, do you like all natural? Do you like all natural products? And she said, I love them. And she told me what she used to do. And I said, we have just released, I'm with a company that, we do a lot of research on all natural products. And would you be interested in looking at either mind, energy, or mood? Because she's young. Mm-hmm. And she said, I'd love energy. And so I gave her an energy, and we talked about what the ingredients were. And then I just sent her the link that was just for the energy, mind, and mood. Mm-hmm. And then, continued to visit with her, to get to know her, to build a relationship with her. And then came back again, and she said, I'm really excited to try this, because I wasn't for sure. And, I wasn't getting a good feeling yet. And so that, kind of confirmed. And then I said, well, what time would be a good time for me to call you back? Because guys, the follow-up is so important. And she said, Sunday, either Sunday morning or afternoon. And I said, well, I'll call you Sunday afternoon. And she said, I'm excited to give it a try.
Wonderful.
So that's kind of how I'm approaching it. And that was cold. That was a cold little market. It was just real quick. I had it in my purse, and then I got her number, sent the information. We talked about some of the ingredients that were in it. And, she likes clean, ingredients as well as I do. And so we had some common ground there. And that's important, is finding common ground with people.
Absolutely. I really love how you are highlighting the importance of really staying in the relationship. Even if you don't know a person, they're still a person, and really listening deeply to their heart and their needs, and meeting them right there where they're needing to be met.
Absolutely. Because this is, guys, the world needs to know what we have on our hands. And unless we're opening our mouths, people aren't going to know. And I've just felt a huge conviction from the Lord about that this week. Kim, people aren't going to know unless you're opening your mouth and sharing. And so, it's just finding what works for you, where you feel comfortable about approaching people, whether it's whichever product. But what I have found, something that Nelda Castillo always tells me, is to be interested in them. Yeah. and find out their needs.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Kim, for taking time out of your busy day in life and meeting us here and sharing with us your incredible story, and also of your horses and your dogs. I love that you're an animal lover like most of us here are.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you, Gloria, for having me on.
Absolutely. And so now I'm going to hand off to Marian Palmer, who's going to close us up. And you want to unmute yourself, Marian, so that we can hear you?
I want to just praise and thank Kimberly and Darlene for sharing. My goodness, we have the secret. God has just gifted us with Redox and Asea, this company, to be able to help the animals we love, ourselves, the people we love. It's so amazing. And just a moment ago, my computer shut down. I had no signal and I was panicked. I'm next and I've got no signal. Well, I don't want that to happen to my redox. I want every one of those signaling and empowering me to be healthy, to have a clear mind. Our bodies, as Alan said in his brief presentation, we are the most complex signaling in the world. You think of a computer and all the signals they have, but we are more than that. So whether it's animals, whether it's children, healthy children, athletes, the sickest of the sick, as your horse was, we have possibilities and hope. So some people just love being customers, and we welcome customers, and there's even a special Asea customer site that people can go to and learn from one another. We also welcome people to join us, because this is a mission that is so important, so valuable. We want people all over the world to know and to have this hope themselves. We have the Asea, the Redox in liquid form that we drink, in the gel. We have the different drinks. And I'll just share that this little yellow one helped me last weekend. I was in a race, and I did not expect to do most excellent because I was getting over COVID, but I took this and I was second in my age group, and I'm the oldest in my age group, which I'm 79. So to be able to get my little medal, it made me happy. So we need to get the word out. And so if you would like to join us as an associate, there's just so many wonderful stories that we can share and people who we can help. And next week, my friend Dina is coming on, and I asked her, well, what's going to be your topic? And she says, I'm going to share about restarting with Asea. I know she's had some health challenges in her family, and so I'm really excited about what she's going to be sharing.
And that will be on Tuesday or Wednesday?
That will be on Tuesday evening, 7 p.m. Pacific, and we'll be sending out the link that you can join us on. Wonderful. So anything else before we wrap it up?
I think that it's a wrap, and I'm so excited. I can't wait to get to hear Dina next week. And I'm so grateful for both Darlene and Kim being here and sharing their remarkable stories. So we'll look forward to seeing everyone next Tuesday, and reach out if you have any questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Gloria.
Mm-hmm.